Hi, my loves. Okay, so today is eyes, nose, and ears. I'm going to show you how to detail this. Now, I had to do this over again because, well, I found I had been sculpting with my sculpture halfway out of the shot. So I had to put the clay back in there, smooth it all out, and make it look as if I hadn't yet sculpted the eyes. And now I'm redoing the eyes. Here I'm just messing with that tooth. That tooth kept poking out, like no matter what I would do. So I took it out and I replaced it with a different tooth. Now, generally, I don't sculpt like this. I work on the entire sculpture, rotating it and checking it the whole time. But in this case, as I'm showing you, I left it pretty rough as I worked on each feature so that you could see, what I was doing. So now what we're going to do is just generally smooth and scrape things. Then I will get started showing you the eyes. I'm sure you already know that the basic shape is like an almond, and there's that, but you can also think of the eye as a diamond shape. And the line from the inner corner to the outer corner of the eye is at an angle, like my drawing. That will help you get just a little bit more expression into your eye, and you can also work on your character, just making eyes that are droopier or eyes that are slanted more upward, more like an elvish eye, that type of thing. The eyes are where you're going to bond with your character. As you're working, you'll see maybe a little bit of expression that's coming out, or a little bit twinkle of soul there, and it will give you ideas about where you want to take your sculpture. I like to leave my things open, and I don't plan too much ahead. When I start, I like to see just where the sculpt itself wants to go, and that really lends itself to some creative ideas sometimes. Here we go. We're going to form the upper lid with ball stylus and just gently scrape out, and see there, it's fabulous. And you get a nice socket shape. The bones in the cheekbone, brow bone area are quite thin. That area I tend to make it a little fat, so then I go in later and I carve it out. So you want like a really thin bone at the temple where it joins the upper eyelid, and underneath the eye is also quite a bit of socket and just soft flesh there. The bone does not go all the way up to the eye. You want a little dip in there, even on a young face. The eyelids really inform the kind of character you want to create, so you should think about that before you make them. A deep socketed lid or a thick lid will give you an older, sophisticated, or sleepy look, and a young character might have puffy lids, a very smooth lid, or almost no lid at all showing. So you think about that kind of expression when you're working on the upper lid. And here I'm adding a tear line, which sometimes makes a character look tired, which I happen to like, and it's more realistic. Since I'm making a ghoul or vampire type character here, I'll probably go in and deepen the crevices around the eyes a little bit more to give it more of an intense look. This is kind of the thing I like with my edgier work. Okay, let's clean this up a little bit before we start on the ear. Scrape, scrape, scrape those lumps away. This little ear nub that I left is the ear base, and that will show from the front as the concha. A line should split your head in half, and your ear will be behind the line. A line from the eye corner intersects with the jaw point. A line from your brow intersects with your ear. The ear is kind of caught in a web of intersecting lines, and that keeps your ear position and your jaw all aligned really well. Without this, for me anyway, it's very easy to get kind of a funky slant in the jaw and ear area. This is the concha basin. And the lip of the ear. Tragus. Now right here is the bone of the temple that kind of comes in from the tragus in across up into the brow bone a little bit, and then your jawbone. I think you get what I'm talking about. Now this ear is kind of crappy because I'm having to sculpt at an angle with the ear facing you, and this really isn't the way I would work on it. So, and I haven't shown you really everything, but what I'm going to do is flip it over and show you the other ear, and so you can still get some out of this. Oh my God, Nita, there she goes again, sculpting off camera. Well, in a second I'm going to rotate this and you will see that I'm just fussing with the lines of the nostrils. Nothing special, I'm using a knitting needle just to make the little curved lines of the nostril. Voila! Okay, so let's look up the nose, and I like to make like the nostrils kind of angle. Did you see what I did there? I kind of lift the clay. Here we have what's called nasolabial folds, and we hate them, but when one has an open mouth like this, that's natural to have, okay? adding soft guide holes for the nostrils. Notice that the nostrils kind of flow from the base of the nose up towards the tip. I get in there with the ball stylus and I think of the shape as being kind of comma shaped, though there's a lot of variety in nostrils as well. She's got kind of a cute little piggy nose, which I don't know if I'm going to refine that further to make her more creepy or stick with the cute ghoul. I like to go in on the tips of the nose, around the nostrils, and sometimes make kind of faceted areas that aren't smooth completely around, because some noses actually have quite a bit of definition in the cartilage, and I kind of like that. So we hit those nasoplasmal folds again and get the eye that's on the right there that I left undone. We're almost done here. There's a tear line again. Brow bone. And now we're ready for that second ear. Your head split in half. Your brow bone. Under the nose. Your eye corner to jaw corner. Excuse my head. Adding a little bit for the ear. Once again, the concha. And the ear lip. Shape that tragus. And then the last part is this little curved Y-shaped piece that travels from the top of the ear down to the bottom. See, it's fabulous. Didn't I tell you that ear was going to be better? She's looking pretty good. Now we're going to be smoothing. That's going to be the whole next thing, smoothing and maybe even some baking. Bye guys.